Welcome back to this Cover Your Assets CYA video. We're going to review in this session how you install CYA. It's very easy to do. And I'll also show you how you're able to remove the utility if you need to do so. But you're just going to install it right back, right? So let's get to it. Now, the first thing you need to do is you need to download the utility. So where do you get it? Well, one place is from GitHub, which actually the other page I'm going to show you will take the files from GitHub, but it is available on GitHub, CYA. It's github.com/cleverwise, the word cleverwise together, /CYA, as you can see up here. So github.com/cleverwise/CYA. And then you're able to come down to this clone or download button, click on this, and then you may either clone this with Git or download the zip. If you don't use Git or don't really care about Git, you are able just to download the straight zip, which will give you all these files, which are subject to change over time, obviously. The other place is if you come to www.cyberws.com/bash/CYA. Everything's lowercase in both these URLs. That's cyberws.com/bash/CYA. And then if you scroll down, there are download buttons here. So those are the two places. Now, once you've downloaded, you'll end up downloaded the file. I'm not going to cover the Git side of it if you want to do a Git request or however you want to handle that. I'm just going to, for the sake of this demonstration, go by you have downloaded the actual zip. And you're going to need some extra files. So, well, for later in this video series, we're going to go over systemd, the wrapper, that kind of thing. So you're probably going to want to grab these files. Some of them, like changelog and readme, are not necessary, but they will be included in the download. Now, I'm going to show you two methods here. So I've gone ahead and downloaded and you'll get a CYA-master.zip. Everything's lowercase. So CYA-master.zip. Now, I'm going to show you using a GUI interface to set this up, install it. And then I'm going to show you how you can do it all from the command line. Then I'll show the actual installation process. And I'm not going to get into actually using it in this video because that's what, well, videos coming up are going to discuss. So first we're going to use the GUI. And what you need to do is, I'm in Ubuntu Mate or Mate, but Mate is the pronunciation by the developers. And I'm going to left click once on the CYA-master.zip, right click and go extract here. Then after I have done so, I will then go into the CYA-master directory or folder, and then all we really need is the CYA program. So if I left click once on that, go copy, then I'm able to, okay, now you have to decide where you're going to install it. And I recommend, at least especially for Ubuntu type systems, to install it in your own user directory in the bin folder, short for binary. So it would be /home, / whatever your username. In my case, it's developer /bin. However, if you want multiple accounts on the system to use this, be able to execute this command, then I would, like, say, for example, maybe a server, maybe, but then again, I would personally probably pick a single account to use it. But if you did want a server-wide usage, then I would put it in something like usr user /local/bin. Now, the /home /user /bin again will work for some Linuxes, but it won't work for every Linux, because you see, not every Linux will have that in what's called the path statement. So the system won't always look there, which means you'll have to put it in another directory or add in that path statement into the environment file. And other Nixes like Solaris and BSD, you just have to decide where in the environment you want to put it. But this is showing this installation is being shown on a Linux system. So I'm going to go to my developer account, go to BIN. Now there's already one here, but I'll just paste over this. So I right click, then I left click on paste, and I'll just allow this to overwrite. Now one thing you do need to make sure is you need to make sure that the execution bit is turned on. So I'm going to left click on this file one time. I'm going to right click, go to properties, go to permissions, and good. This is checked, allow executing file as a program. If this, for example, was unchecked, if we were to repeat that again and say you go to permissions and it's not checked, you need to put a check in that box and then click on close. That may vary slightly. This is the Kaha or Kaja file manager, so it can vary slightly depending on if you're using Dolphin or Thunar or Nautilus or whatever. But that's what you need to do. So we have at least copied this into, I'm not going to run this to the installation, I'm going to wait, but we have done this process using a GUI. So I'm just going to go ahead and move this to trash because now I want to show you how to do this manually. So let me go ahead here to downloads and go ahead and remove this, even though I could issue this from the command line. Okay, so we've downloaded this. Now let's do it all from the GUI. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead, now technically you can always issue full paths to files, but I'm going to go ahead and go into the downloads directory so it's not as much typing. Now we have this CYA-master.zip, so we need to unzip this. So I'm going to issue, everything's lowercase, unzip space -q, and the reason Q is quiet. I don't need it to print out, unzip to print out all the directories and everything it's going to in files and all that. I don't really care. I mean, I want it to do it, I just don't need to see it. So that's what the -q does. If you don't do that, you're going to get a list of a bunch of files flying by on your screen. And then we need to issue the file name. So once again, it is unzip space -q for quiet space CYA- or hyphen master.zip. Go ahead and hit enter. And now, once I ls the directory, you can see here we have a new directory, CYA-master, like we did before. So go ahead and go into that directory by typing cd, change directory, and then type in the directory which is CYA-master. And then if I ls this, you see we have our file. So once again, we need the CYA program. So you have a few different ways you can do this. I'm just going to copy it from here into my bin directory, but you could go into the bin directory and copy it here, or you could once again issue full paths. There's multiple ways to accomplish this, but I am in my downloads folder and inside the CYA, so I'm just going to issue CP for copy the file, type in the file name CYA, and then you have a choice. You can either issue the shortcut to your home directory and do bin, or if you want to issue the full path by typing it in, you could type in /home/developer/bin and then hit enter. And now if I ls that directory, home/developer/ don't need to type in another slash there, bin, you see here we have our file. So let's go to that directory, and I'll just issue the shortcut to show that in progress. Clear this. Now if I ls this totally, you'll see here that if we look here, we have the X's are on, which means execution bit is there. However, if it wasn't, let's say for some reason you got the file and it was, say, something like 644 CYA. So now if I ls this, you'll see here we do not have the execution bit on, and you'll see that the file name changed to indicate it is not an executable file. Now, for this actual terminal, it shows up in green if it's executable with this, well, at least with this color set. Your terminal could be different. And this is just the base terminal built into, or that comes with, Ubuntu Mate. In all honesty, I don't use this terminal much. I'm going to use it throughout this video series, but I like to use other programs, other terminals myself, but this is just a development test environment, so I usually don't install lots of extra programs in it. So in order to enable this, though, we have to change the CH mode. It's up to you. You could do 700 CYA if you only wanted the user to execute it, or if you wanted other users, you could do 755. It's up to you. So now if we ls this again, or we can ls just that file, ls space -alh. H is human, by the way. If you're not familiar, that's the human tag, meaning all sizes will be in human. See example, if I don't put that on there, just to show you, you see up here we get 37K, here we get this long it's just the number of bytes. So this is in more human readable format. So that's all the H tag does. But you can see here we have the execution bit back on. So that's all that is there. Now, if you don't have a bin folder and you're in a Ubuntu derivative, just create it. So if, for example, if I go up one directory in ls this and the bin directory is not here, then all you simply do is do a make dir or make dir bin, and it would create that. Or from the GUI standpoint, if you go back to the GUI, if you didn't have a bin, you just go right click, create folder, and just type in bin. It's literally that easy. Okay, so now let's go ahead and let's run the installation program, or let's install the program, or let the program install itself. Installing is very easy because all you do is you simply just run the CYA program and it will set itself up. Now, if you're missing any dependencies like sudo or rsync or curl, it will tell you, and you have to install those before moving on. And it tries to help you out, CYA being it tries to help you out with what commands to run. Now, the root directory or the home directory for CYA is going to be /home/CYA. That's where everything for CYA goes into, except for when you do a restore, there'll be a CYA_log file that is put in your root file system. But everything else goes into the actual /home/CYA. So I'm going to go ahead and ls home here, just to show you there's no CYA. We have custom developer, lost and found, and mate user or mate user. So I'm going to go ahead and run this, and you'll see that it sets up a bunch of stuff here. So I'm going to run CYA because it's in my path. If I show you the working directory here, my present working directory is /home/developer, but CYA is in my working path. And if I type in CY and hit space, you see we get an A because it is in our path here. I'm going to clear this, type in CYA, and go ahead and hit enter. Now it's going to see here, well, you're going to see cover your assets. In this case, it's version 1.5. It's checking for sudo permissions. I need to enter my sudo password. So let me do that. And now here you see it creates some actual files and directories. 2 directories, 2 files. At least as of version 1.5. So first here, it creates /home/CYA. Did that, done. Creates then /home/CYA/points. All backups will be stored in the points directory, except for archives. Archives go in /home/CYA/archives. But if you never use the archive function, you'll never have that directory. Then finally, two files are created. We get a CYA.conf for configuration, which is in the /home/CYA, and we also get a last_run, which is in /home/CYA, and again last_run, everything in uppercase except for the underscore. Now, I explained this is the conf file, a configuration file. You can put in various, like variables or directives, and that will change the way CYA behaves. And the last_run is when you use, there's 2 methods of saving. There is what I call a standard rotating method and then a manual keep method. And this is the flag file last_run. This simply just notes the last number that was used. So when you issue the CYA save command, the system knows what is the next one up. So if you run it the first time, it'll have 1, the second time it'll have 2, 3, etc., that kind of thing. If you delete any of this information here, it will just be recreated when you run CYA again. So for example, if you remove the last_run, it checks for that file and it will just recreate it. Now, if it was going to be, say, going to then go into the third directory or number 3, and you delete that file, it will go back to number 1, but that's all that will happen. And then you see it lists here, it says action, enter a valid command, it says CYA help, and I'm not going to get into how you use the program, that's for future videos. So you're done, you've installed it, that's it, congratulations. What about removing it? Well, what you would need to do is if you have cron or anacron or systemd, you need to stop any of those from running. So stop your cron, all that kind of stuff. Uninstall the program, so remove it from wherever you installed it, /home, your user, /bin, or /user/local/bin, wherever you removed the program. And then go ahead and if you ls home, I'll go ahead and do that clear. So if we ls home here, you'll see the CYA directory. You would issue a remove, so you do sudo, then dash or rm space dash rf, and then you could type in home/CYA, and then it would remove it. And then the only thing that you may have to do for the final removement is if you've done a restore, you will see here, and in this case I can show it to you, in your root directory you'll see the CYA_log, which just puts information from when you ran a restore against it, what backup profile it used, what time it used, if the delete flag was on, what directories it restored, any custom files, just let you know. So you would have to delete that as well. So again, stop any scheduling, systemd, cron, anacron, remove the actual CYA program. I suggest do that first in case you accidentally run it and recreate it. So go ahead and remove the program itself from, say, user local bin, or more likely homes, your username /bin. Then delete, remove the directory /home/CYA, and then if you happen to run a restore against it, get rid of the CYA_log file in your root file system. That's it. Then you reinstall it, right? So I'll join you in the next video where we actually start getting into how do you use the CYA program. See you in the next video.